Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and I'm here to bring you guys a new Avatar: The Legend of Korra Episode 9 review. And this week's episode had a lot of stuff, of course, dealing with more of Tarlock and Korra. And, we have a little bit of big conspiracy going on here, which we had already known kind of in the past. But now some of those questions, well, I guess you say a lot of those questions have been answered dealing with all that. And we even got to see a little bit of Aang in this episode. So of course it starts off with us seeing Tarlock and all the other council members at the council meeting, showed up at where their meetings take place at the council hall, and we see like where the battle or where Korra and Tarlock took place, and Tarlock proceeds to basically tell everyone that what happened is that they got attacked. Like Korra went and tried to talk to him, so he did say Korra was there. And basically that while they were in the middle of discussing what's going on with the Amon stuff, a bunch of Equalists came and attacked them and kidnapped Korra. And he said that he got, I guess, electrocuted to where the point where he couldn't actually help Korra out, and said that's why he said he was injured. So we all know that actually wasn't true, as we all saw the fight. And Tarlock planted evidence there so that it would, maybe be convincing to them. So this sends Tenzin and the new Team Avatar on a goose chase to kind of find where, Korra is, and they're trying to figure, okay, Mon, where would he take her, or where would he put her? And they end up coming across the hideout, of course, with also the help of Lin. So Lin, of course, we hadn't seen her in I think like 2 or 3 episodes, and she made her appearance back again after hearing what happened with Korra. And, this was also a good opportunity for her to save her police officers, which is the result. Once they come across the hideout, they end up going in there, of course, and they don't find Korra, but they do get the police officers. Their bending is already taken away, which was a bit sad, but hey, I have a little theory about that at the end of this video. But, yeah, I mean, they get the bending taken away, and they have to escape. So they do end up escaping, despite the Equalists trying to attack them on the way out. And they have no idea where Korra is. So we all know during this period of time, Korra is at this ranch, like way out in the mountains somewhere, where Tarlock placed her in this metal cell, where she can't get out. She doesn't know how to metal bend, so there's no specific way for her to actually be able to break out of this prison. And what she does is she actually decides to listen to what Tenzin told her to do. And she tries to meditate once again and get calm and to be able to try to figure out some things of what's going on. And this time, she does meditate on those little visions she had, which was a lot different than the other meditations she had, since this is something that she has had prior to. So she had something to actually channel her meditations. And she's able to have a flashback or be able to at least see what Aang wants her to see. She's not necessarily able to speak to him, which is a little disappointment for me. I kind of want to see her speak to him, but maybe we'll probably get that eventually, I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, I'd be really disappointed if we don't at some point in time. But she meditates, and we see the past, where Aang is around Toph, and Aang are basically trying to solve this investigation about this guy, Yokon, who has been doing this bloodbending in Republic City, and he's been accused of doing this. And he seems like some type of mafia leader, and I'm assuming he was, seeing as how he was supposed to be a famous criminal, but nobody was actually able to put him in jail up until that point. And finally, they're able to put him on trial, and we, of course, see Councilman Sokka. Oh man, I like seeing, hearing Sokka talk about his boomerang. That was funny as heck. Boomerang always comes back. But anyway, yeah, I mean, Sokka ends up, sentencing Yokon to actually, I think, life in prison. And Yokon decides to bloodbend everybody in the room, make everybody pass out. And Aang, of course, he can't really stop him in this scenario, because he's being bloodbended too. And he actually leaves out, and then Aang goes chase after him and stops him, and then he proceeds to bloodbend Aang. And Aang at that point, to me, looked almost I mean, I knew that wasn't the point Aang died at, or at least I was thinking that, but I was thinking for a minute, did he? Because I'm saying he was freaking looked like he really was about to kill this man. The flashback, I mean, you see Aang's head turning to the point where it looked like his neck was about to break, and yeah, that was a pretty cool scene. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, he goes into Avatar state, stops him, and then goes ahead and uses the energy bending. And it wasn't light shows everywhere, of course, but he did do energy bending and stopped his bending. So I'm like, seemed like at that point, Aang got pretty used to stopping people's bending, which does seem like a pretty useful way to neutralize people in the world of the Avatar, where people have these abilities, and it's like, hey, if you keep abusing it, then the Avatar will take it away, and who's more fit to do that but then the Avatar, who is the one who has to deal with the balance in the world and keeping everything fair for all the people. So I thought that was interesting to see him do that once again. But anyway, yeah. So we saw that like whole flashback, and Korra finally understood like what's going on with Amon and well, not Amon, but Tarlock and Yokon, because she didn't know about Yokon before, and how he's a bloodbender, and he was the only other bloodbender who could bloodbend at basically when it wasn't a full moon, like at any time of the day. It didn't really matter, because that's when all his victims have been bloodbended. And Sokka had made a good point. People talk about in the Avatar world, oh, this is impossible, or metal bending is impossible. We see like time and time again that there's a bender that'll do something that's a bit crazy. Think about Aang. I mean, energy bending probably seems like it was impossible to a lot of people. We're taking away someone's bending, and now we see people are energy bending. Now we got Amon energy bending, and then the blood, like the metal bending. Nobody thought you could ever bend metal. Toph ended up building it. So I mean, you think about it, the impossible isn't necessarily impossible. So for all we know, one day we could maybe even see Lin doing some platinum bending. I mean, I doubt it, but you never know. And one other thing that we end up seeing, of course, is Amon making his appearance, because Tarlock ends up coming back to his little ranch after he gets found out by all of the new Team Avatar and Tenzin and Lin, and they basically just they're trying to arrest him. He makes them pass out after, I think it was like either the librarian or whoever, one of Tarlock's people tells on him, and they can't stop him. I mean, literally, like I told you guys in other videos, like bloodbending is one of the most overpowered abilities. I'm just saying, it just like if they really wanted to make this stuff like if it wasn't on Nickelodeon and they were putting this like on Adult Swim or something else, I mean, bloodbending, you could probably make a person have a heart attack, stroke. I mean, just do some crazy stuff with it. Just make a person just die that quick. I mean, it is one of the most OP. You saw what happened to Aang. Aang literally he has all four elements. He was a fully realized Avatar, and this dude could not freaking stop. Like, Yokon, he did stop him, but like barely. Like, it was almost like he was about to die. So I mean, just have to point that out. But they end up going to the hideout. They don't go to the hideout, but they Korra ends up breaking out of the little metal cell she's in after Amon, of course, takes away Tarlock's bending, which was pretty key, because I didn't really expect for that to happen, for him to go ahead and make an appearance, at least not that early, where he just showing up like, hey, I'm here to take away your bending, just randomly. And what his plan was, at least Amon's plan, I guess, was this time to kidnap Korra. This time he actually wanted to get Korra. And I guess, this is probably going to lead to what happens in later episodes where, we'll probably find out why he wanted to get her right away. But it's coming up to the time, I'm guessing, that, he wants to take away everybody's bending, or, change the world in a way that he wants to change it. And Korra ends up escaping. And I thought she was going to go to an Avatar state or something to escape, but she doesn't. She ends up escaping, in another way. And this leads to her finally getting back to Republic City through Naga. And Naga, then walk up, and then I think like Mako takes Korra, and they basically get on Appa 2. That's what I'm gonna call. I don't even know what the new name of this new Sky Bison is, but I'm just gonna call him Appa 2. And yeah, so Appa 2, he ends up sending him Appa 2, and then they end up the episode basically just cuts right there. We see one thing to kind of pay attention to in this episode is the thing with Mako and Dasami and Korra, because that was little hints here or there. Not really hints, but you could see how Mako really cared for. We already knew that, but you can kind of see them splitting off pretty soon. So yeah, this episode was a great episode. That is one thing to watch out for. So I'm thinking maybe Asami is gonna betray them eventually, because I don't think she's just there just to be there or just for the whole pairing thing. I think she's going to play another purpose. Right now, she may be good, but I think, she may end up leading to later on helping them. And it may not be till the next season, but I think it's going to come up because, hey, right now you're starting to see something going on between Mako and Korra more. And not just, something small, but, he's really showing now that he actually cares for the girl. So, I'm like, well, felt like at least right in front of Asami. And, something else to pay attention to is the whole thing dealing with, what was it? I know, I think Tarlock, the whole Tarlock and Yokon thing has more to do with the story than we actually truly think. I think there's more going on, like, like dealing with Amon and all that kind of stuff. Because if this was the only purpose, if Tarlock is gone right now, and, there's nothing else, like he has no other purpose to serve in the story, like other than for us to get a little flashback with Aang, then there was really no point of him being put in there. Literally, his only purpose was so that we could see just a little bit of Aang. And it means that, the overall plot of the story, like Aang didn't even need to be in there. I mean, honestly, then that's what it, he really, like Tarlock, that would have been the only purpose he served. So there has to be more to it. And I'm kind of wondering this, what about Katara? What does she have to do with this? Does she have anything to do with this? Because, like, how did they even get the idea of bloodbending in their head? And we also know bloodbending is illegal, finding that out in this episode. So since it is illegal, how did it even lead to more people learning bloodbending enough for them to say, we need to outlaw this crap and make sure that people cannot do this? Because, that to me, that really is something to kind of put in your head. Wonder, there has to be more going on here. Hopefully soon, sometime soon, Korra will finally actually get spiritual enough to where she'll have a real conversation with Aang. And I'm pretty sure that she's going to start airbending next episode. We'll see a little bit of that going on. Other than that, oh yeah, Amon and his, one thing I noticed in this episode is how when Tarlock tried to bend Amon, like bloodbend, we saw the other equalists just kind of pass out. But him, it was almost like he resisted it somehow. And some of you may think, oh, he resisted it through energy bending, or since he's a chi blocker, he can somehow do that. I'm like, I think it's more to it than that. And I know this is just a crazy theory out there. And we do know that, or at least Amon said he had a burnt face. So I'm wondering if maybe he's somewhat of a cyborg. I know that may sound weird. That's a crazy theory. But he has mechanical parts in his body or something. Because, it's not like we haven't seen, like, the technology up in the, in the whole Avatar world. Because we see these little equalist gloves and, different stuff like that. So, I'm pretty sure. I have a little theory that he is a bit of a cyborg to be able to resist bloodbending. Because even Aang, again, like, he was having trouble with bloodbending. And he looked like he's about to get messed up. And the only way he was able to even resist it was going into Avatar state, and he was an energy bender. In fact, the main one that we actually truly know is an energy bender. So I'm really thinking that it has to, like, that Amon may be some type of cyborg. Of course I think he's human, but I think he has, some kind of, robotic features to his body to be able to just, walk up and have, like barely, be like, it's almost like the energy bending wasn't even affecting him. So that's pretty much it, guys. Those are my thoughts as far as the episode goes. Like I said, Mako, Asami, all that stuff. I think that Asami's going to play an important role, and sometime later in the story, she may end up betraying the group. And Korra's probably going to use air or something next episode. And that's it. So anyway, please leave your comments, thoughts down in the comment section below. You can even make a video response to this video if you want to. Also, if you like this video, please rate it. So if you did like it, then please put a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, then you can put a thumbs down. It's all your choice, guys. I just want you to rate the video. And also subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my videos, you like keeping up with the stuff I upload and all that good stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.